So Mary, thank you for joining us. We've got some questions today from some students at our partner schools, which we've got out in Australia. And we've got 5 schools out there at the minute in Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide and Sydney. And each school has a Manchester City coach there. They teach a programme including like PE, education for the staff and for the coaches, and football schools, of course. So yeah, we've got some questions for them. But firstly, how important would you say is the high quality training, even for, you know, kids of such a young age?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think it helps you a lot when you get to an older age. I think it's something that, at least for me, like when I was having exposure to like a lot of training and the tactical sides of football, like it's just fun at the time and you don't really realise until later on that it's actually helped your development quite a lot.
It's nice, but then yeah, like you say, when you get older, you think, oh, that's why they make
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, cool. Right, let's start off with our first question.
Hi Mary, my name is Eli. My question is, what do you enjoy most about playing for Manchester City?
Well, thanks, Eli. It was very cute. I think the thing I enjoy most about playing at this club is actually probably the girls. Like, yeah, I think everyone gets along so well on the team and it's just a nice environment to come into every day and, yeah, just have people around you that are supportive and want to have a good time as well. So it's nice that, like, we can be on the field, everyone wants to get the most out of it, so you're serious when you're on there, but then off the field, you know, everyone can have a laugh as well and get along and go out for coffee and stuff.
Cute, I like that. It comes across, like, even just seeing you like in training and stuff, that relationship that you have all together, it's really nice. Perfect, lovely question. Next one. Oh, these are from Rostrevor College, by the way, in Adelaide.
Okay.
These are coming from.
Hi Mary, I'm Joseph. I'm 13 years old from Rostrevor College. My question to you is, what went through your mind when you scored your first ever World Cup goal?
Oh, that's actually a good question. My first ever World Cup goal. Yeah, that was a funny one because it was against Canada. And I had scored a goal and then celebrated it and then it got disallowed. So embarrassing.
That's right.
Well, we were on the ground celebrating and then they were like, oh no, it was disallowed. So anyway, so then when I scored again in that game, I almost missed, but somehow the ball trickled in and then I was like so like worried that I would celebrate and it would get disallowed again. So I was standing there and it's the most awkward thing to see on camera because I'm just like, what? Like, is it in or not? Because I think it looked like Caitlin Ford was offside, so we didn't know yet. So yeah, it was really weird. I would say the goal that like the disallowed one, that was where I felt like, wow, like that's amazing. Like I've got a World Cup goal. Like it was an amazing feeling. And then all the girls came and celebrated and it was just a surreal feeling. And then I think when I scored the second goal that actually got allowed, that was more like relief.
Yeah, the relief.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, it counted.
Oh, a bit of a roller coaster then.
Yeah.
That first one. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Perfect. So we're going to move on now to, we've got a couple from Paraday College in Melbourne.
Okay.
We've been partnered with them since February 2022. Let's see what you've got to ask. First up is Michael.
If you were going through a bad patch or you were injured, how do you cope mentally? Do you do anything specific?
I think I'm someone that's like very big on having a balance in my life between football and off the field. So I'd say like if I'm going through like a bad patch or when I have been injured, like when I fractured my back last season, towards the end of the season, I think for me it was just a time to like reconnect with myself and try find joy in other things as well, especially off the field, just to be like, you know, like even if this is bad over here, like there's still so much to enjoy about life. Like football doesn't have to consume all my feelings and all my thoughts. But I think also like when I'm going through a bit of a rough patch with football, it's also a time where I like almost become more purposeful with it, because I'm like, well, even if this session wasn't so good, or even if I feel like I'm not getting the opportunities that I deserve, well, I still want to go to training each day and get something out of it. So I become a bit more like purposeful with that, being like, well, I want to try and get this many shots out of the practice, or I want to try and not lose the ball today, so that even if the feeling of the session wasn't great, I can come out and be like, yeah, like I got something out of today and I have something to be proud of.
That's really nice. Like to hear. And going back to relationships as well that you said you had before, does that help too? Like having the support even of the girls around you. And so, you know, like say if you are going through an injury or a spell where, you know, you maybe not at your best, which happens, like do they really help to sort of spur you on and keep you positive and supportive?
Yeah, they 100% do help. Like, I think that's what's so nice about our team. Everyone's like quite close, and I think for the girls that have gotten injured, and even when I was injured, like everyone still makes such a big effort to include you in things and make you still feel like you're part of the team. So yeah, like I think it's a massive plus, and very lucky to have that kind of environment here.
Perfect, lovely to hear that. Okay, next up, still at the Paraday College, and it's from Alex.
How do you feel that you have inspired the next generation of female and male footballers in Australia?
Yeah, a bit crazy. Like, I think I just like, you know, I just always feel like I'm out there and I'm just playing a sport that I love, and it's just something that I'm like fortunate to be able to do every day, but I'm just there and I'm just like a normal person just going out there and yeah, like just having fun out there and just being myself. So I think for me to like see that people like support me and follow me and like can say like, oh, I want to be like you when I grow up, I think it's a crazy feeling, and it's like I just would never see myself in that way, because I just think, well, I'm not too different from you, am I? Like, we're both just people living our lives and having fun. So yeah, I think it's an amazing position to be in, one I don't take lightly, but I've always, felt like I can just inspire people the most by just being myself. So if people look up to me for that, then I think that's amazing, and I hope that, if anything, I can bring some happiness to them.
That. And your family and friends must be so proud of all your achievements so far too. So yeah, very nice. Okay, next up then we have got Jack from Waverley College in Sydney. Here's Jack.
How do you celebrate or relax after a game?
Here we go. So how do you celebrate or relax
after a game? After a game, like if we've won, it's quite nice in the dressing room, like play music, everyone just has a laugh or dances around and stuff, especially if it's like an important win, been a big game, so that's usually quite fun. And if it's like an away game, then the bus trip back is usually a bit loud. But yeah, no, it's really nice. And then I think, like, I don't know, when I go home, like, I don't know, I'm just very like normal with it, I guess. Like, I'm just like, oh, well, that was a great game, great win. Now, like, yeah, just go home and read my book or something. Like, yeah.
Does it take you a lot of time to, like, with like the adrenaline, just sort of, especially when you've won as well, and to just sort of relax, like to take that time and actually be able to chill out? Like, you've had the celebrations, like, say, in the dressing room, you might come home and read a book, but is that your time to sort of, you know, right, okay, let's chill out now. We'll have training again, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, it does take me a bit of time to like fully calm down and, you know, get rid of all that extra energy. So actually usually the night after we've played, like, I don't sleep heaps because I'm just like so awake from the game and everything and replaying stuff in my head. So yeah, I think that's why, like, when I go home, I just try to relax. Like, I'm just like, oh, well, it's a good job done, but I'm usually like so tired that I'm like, okay, I just want to chill.
Yeah, to zone out. I like that. Okay, so next up is Joseph.
Do you get nervous before a game? How do you manage with your nerves?
What about your nerves?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say, yeah, like sometimes I have gotten nervous for games, but I feel like like when I've prepared properly, then I don't really feel as nervous. Like I feel ready to go and I'm more excited than nervous. But yeah, I definitely think when it's like a big game, then there's always like a little bit of nerves there. So like in my preparation, like I just do stuff to try and calm them down. But I think nerves are a good thing. Like I think if you're nervous about something, it's often because it means something to you.
Yeah.
So if I'm nervous for a game, I don't think like, oh, like I'm like maybe I'm gonna do something wrong or something, or just worried about, you know, not performing. It's more that I'm like, yeah, like I just really want to win this game. Like it means so much to me. So I can just accept the nerves for what they are, and then I just try to prepare in a way where I can be more in control of how I'm feeling, basically.
Nice. Prepare to fail. No.
No.
Fail
to prepare.
Prepare to fail.
Yes. Prepare to fail.
Oh gosh, let's go on to the next questions.
Oh my gosh.
So we've got a few next from St Laurence's College in Brisbane.
Okay.
And Ollie is going to be the first one to ask that.
What's your game day routine?
Game day
Game day
routine.
routine.
Yeah. Is there anything you do? Any superstitions? Anything you have to do? No.
Not really. I think in the past, like I was very like strict on my game day routine. I was like, this is my morning routine, need to complete that. Then I have a chill time, then always have to have a nap and then go to the game. But then at some point I was like, nah, like it's a bit too much. So now I'm super chill. I'm just like, I like to just listen to what my body's feeling, and if I'm feeling tired, then I could literally sleep in every spare time that we have 3 naps before a game and then go out and play. Like, I'm like that. Or maybe I don't feel like I need a nap that day, so I don't. And yeah, I think the only thing that I always have before a game is a coffee. Okay. I love coffee. But yeah, like it's also like if I feel like I'm feeling extra nervous or a bit stressed, then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I want to do some meditation, or maybe I need to do some journaling. But yeah, I'm super chill with my preparation for the game. I trust like the training that I've done that week, and that gives me confidence that I'm ready for the game, and yeah.
Lovely. Nice. Oh, listen to your body. I like that. Okay, next up is Asha.
If you could play any other position on the pitch, where would you play and why?
Oh, if I could play any other position, well, definitely not goalkeeper. I've actually always wanted to try play centre back.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, I just like, they get the ball so much, and they're like, they just start so much of the plays. So I think I would really enjoy the ball side of it, the in possession. I don't know if I'd be very good out of possession, so this will probably never happen. I can't header the ball for the life of me. But yeah, you know, one can dream.
Yeah, why not?
We'll
For going
see.
training.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be looking at you like, what?
Maybe when I retire and do five-a-side.
Oh, love that. Okay, so our final questions are coming in from St Dominic's College, which is also in Sydney.
Okay.
Quite a recent partnership from January 24. So we've got Orlando and Jay asking these questions.
How did you balance the demands of being an elite football player and a regular school student?
Oh, this is a bit of a throwback. But yeah, I think when the year I was making my debut for national team, like I was 15, so I was obviously still in high school at the time. I think for me, like I just knew that I was going to be busy a lot of the time after school with training, and even sometimes having to leave school early for training. So I just used all my lunch breaks, usually just to finish all my homework during that time, so that I could like just focus on my training. So yeah, I think I just became a bit more productive at school, and like in classes made sure I really listened so that I could understand the content while I was there, so I didn't have to spend so much time afterwards trying to understand it. So yeah, I think actually like having football on the side made me even more focused at school, because I was like, well, the time at school, I'm going to use it to really do my school stuff and focus on that, and the time outside of it can just be for my football then.
Was there any times when like you found that quite difficult, or you know, like you can imagine when you're younger and your friends might be going out and, you know, going to birthday parties or to the cinema trip or like things like that. Like, did you find time to have that balance too, or?
Yeah, like I think like for me it was a bit like different because my family moved around quite a bit, so I wouldn't say like I was in one place where I just had a big like friend group. But yeah, I think like I was inside every single lunch break. Like I loved like playing handball. Like the kids would know back in Australia what handball we're talking about.
It's not so popular over here, but
no.
I've heard of it. But
yeah. So yeah, like obviously it's like, do I want to play handball or do I want to do homework? Like sometimes handball just seemed better. So yeah, it wasn't always like the easiest thing to do, and like when I'd go away to like national team camps, like I'd often have to bring schoolwork with me and try to continue it while I was away. So it wasn't always like, the easiest thing to manage, because it's like you want to completely focus on the football, but then like the more you do that, the more the schoolwork's falling behind. So that's why I just tried as best as I could to do as much while I was at school.
Nice. So, and final question then, coming from Orlando and Jay again. See?
St Dominic's College is looking at introducing an after-school Manchester City football program for young women in the Western Sydney area.
How do you think this program will help them follow their football dreams?
Okay, so yeah, they've got a women's program coming up.
Yeah. No, I think
encouraging
that's really
people.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's really cool. I think like that was like, I think giving opportunity for girls to come out and like be like, yeah, no, I can actually go play and I can be in an environment where there's other girls wanting to do the same thing, and you can kind of see a pathway to move forward and be in an environment where like you're getting good like tips and knowledge, and like I think that will actually help a lot to get girls interested in it, because I think like a lot of girls are probably interested in it but don't have, you don't have it in your face being like, look, you can do it there. Whereas if it's through school, then it's like, well, yeah, I might as well do it.
Yeah, so in your community, like you're watching it on TV now or going to games, you're like, oh, well, how can I do that? Like,
yeah, exactly. No, it's really cool.
Lovely. Well, that's it for the questions. So thank you to those of you who submitted them, and hopefully I'm sure with Mary's answers it's helped them a lot on their journey. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
For answering those. And
also thank you to everyone that sent questions. They weren't too difficult, so thanks.
They were nice, wasn't it? But very interesting answers. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thanks.